Oh boy, this chapter Black Clover, the fandom right now is going back and forth. On one hand, people don't mind the ending and they seeing that there's something after. On the other hand, people are absolutely livid about the ending of the chapter. And I gotta say, as a Vanica fan, don't do my sweet and innocent Vanica dirty. I know she's not sweet and innocent, but I don't give a shit. God damn it, no, don't do it. Also, by the way, I just gotta say, yo, what's going on with Mimosa? Is she getting like licked down at this particular point? Because we got this whole battle going on. Shit is intense. Noelle, Nero, Loro Chica, Vanica. We even got Majikula talking and shit. And it's like, yo, what's going on with Mimosa? Like, she must be getting the licky lick from dude. Like, Black Clover 254, controversy going down, battle seemingly wrapping up. I don't know exactly if that's a wrap up or not, but let's talk about some of that Black Clover greatness. Please, Tabata, not Vanica. No.
I say we gonna do what we do, no matter how you move, make your move. That's how it be though.
Okay people, so Black Clover chapter 254, it is going down. The battle against Vanica once again continues from where the last one left off, with of course Nero placing that spell. We had Loro Chica, we have Noelle, we got Mimosa nowhere in sight. I gotta just continue to remind y'all, she was probably getting head. And Nero seemingly thought that her seal worked on Vanica, the strong ass devil that was using 70% devil magic at the time of this sealing, and Vanica was just like, psych bitch, like because they noticed that Loro Chica's curse that is on her stomach doesn't go away, which, shocker, like, yeah, like, you thought you was gonna put down my girl like that? Like, no, I'm sorry. And I know people are probably like, yo fam, why you rooting for the villains? Because I can. Yeah, I'm on some Garo One Punch Man shit, I guess, right now. Because we see the sealing spell wrap around Nero, this water prism that Loro Chica had created to kind of lock Vanica in there, bursts and kind of just deflates, so to speak, I guess. It's like a waterbed that you stuck a pin in and it's just boom. And we get a shot, which is funny enough, it was Nero's birthday, I want to say, over the weekend. We got a shot of Nero there, wrapped up, all fucked up. Noelle there, bodied on the ground as well. And I'm like, that's how I like to see it. Yes, give my girl Vanica all that she wants, because Vanica is not playing. Then it was a little bit confusing, to be honest with you, because it seems as though Majikula was also talking in this chapter. It wasn't only Vanica, so I was trying to distinguish, because they had like the bubbles different, and I want to say the bubbles that was like kind of fancy looking was for Majikula, and then the ones from time to time Vanica was speaking as well, because we even had that split panel where you see half of Vanica's face where it's all shadowed out, which I'm imagining again that's Majikula, and then half of her normal face, because she even talks to Majikula as well, which that was kind of interesting, because more and more we're getting towards, because at the end of the day, if it's not Vanica that was the wielder of Majikula when, you know, Noelle's mother died, then at the very least we're getting to interact with Majikula, Noelle's mother's killer. And they're like, you nearly sealed me, marvelous humans, which was like the first hint, even though if I'm not mistaken, I want to say Vanica has been referring to them as humans as well throughout this, and it wasn't only just like her talking and referring to them as like people, like she was referring to them as humans as well. So that kind of in the beginning I had to read this chapter a couple times. I was like, oh, okay, I see. Because then we even get that really epic page where it's a half and half face. We get the full spread of like half of it being shadowed out, half of it normal face for Vanica, and the eye patch came off, and I'm like, oh, put the eye patch back on. She looks so cool with that. Like, what are you doing to her design? And she's like, oh, it makes me want to toy with y'all some more. I'm like, or well, I think Majikula said that actually, or probably both. I don't freaking know. Like, again, it was a little bit confusing with the dialogue, trying to follow two voices from the same mouth, but boy, was it epic. And we find out that basically there was curse warding magic that was able to stop the seal, especially it automatically activated due to the 70% devil magic that Vanica was using, which, okay, kind of shows that she's even more broken, which you would have thought, like Nero jumping in, which I to be honest with you, for me personally, when Nero jumped in and was like, oh, we sealing her and shit like that, I was kind of like, that seems too easy. And to be honest with you, and we're gonna get into it at the end of the chapter, I still feel like too easy to take down Vanica, because I just gotta compare her to what we've seen with Dante and Xenon. And with Dante and Xenon, we've seen that they were unstoppable monsters. Asta went to a power that was way stronger than probably majority of the people on this battlefield, minus Vanica with her Majikula, and Dante still flopped them. And I'm not saying that you know, Vanica is exactly as strong as Dante, but look what Xenon did as well. They're the Dark Triad for a reason. So if she's kind of put down like with anything less than like, which don't get me wrong, they did put in a lot of work. Like they're struggling. Lord of Pachika and all of them, they pulled out their ace in the hole, you know, one of the arcane stage mages with Nero. Like it's basically a 3-on-1 at this point, but I don't know, I still feel like they haven't really put in work yet, like completely against her. Maybe I'm just glorifying Vanica at this particular point, but yeah, again, we'll get into that in a little bit. Because then we got a little bit of infighting where Vanica tells Magicula, don't get in the way, I'm having fun, which that is interesting to know, because I'm wondering again, how much involvement is Magicula having of her movements? I mean, he's talking now, right? He's actually communicating at this particular point. He, she, whatever Magicula is, a female demon, male demon, whatever. You know, at this particular point, Magicula is actually talking. So again, it's kind of interesting because she wants all the fun to herself, which mind you, towards the end of the chapter, she's like, ain't no more fun to be had. Like you're weakened, you're fucked up, you're done. Like, yeah. And again, I gotta ask, what's going on with Mimosa? Like, hey, why doesn't Mimosa get up and like heal some of these motherfuckers or something? Like, come on, Mimosa. I love me some Mimosa, but right now she's looking a little like you ain't doing shit. You getting like, you having an incel basically put his tongue up your oh shit. And Vanica, even after all that, like curses the Undine, the water spirit, that shit gets cursed, and I'm just like, god damn, like, yo, to talk about kicking major ass, which it's all the more the reason why, to be honest with you, I'm not the biggest fan of what went down in the end, because like, you know, we got Undine all wrapped up and shit, cursed, we got Lord of Pachika can't even move at this particular point, the closer that Vanica gets, because the curse is activating, she's paralyzed by pain, essentially, like, putting in the works. Nero wrapped up on the ground, Noelle was fucked up for the most part. Like, I was like, yeah, like, I don't see how they're gonna, you know, it's gonna take something real creative to make this shit stick. And then here's where it started getting a little bit like, because Noelle gets up and Vanica's like, yo, without Lord of Pachika's powers, you're damn near worthless. Like, what are you doing? Like, just sit down. And it felt like, to a certain degree, some type of power friendship type deal, where Noelle, with her Valkyrie armor, starts charging at Vanica, and it seems as though, to be honest with you, I'll give credit that Magicula was caught off guard. I don't know if Magicula remembers, because remember now, Magicula was out and actually seeing shit. Maybe Magicula remembers her mother or something, because they were caught off guard for a second. They were also caught off guard the fact that, like, you're all fucked up, I'm blasting you with all this shit, and you're kind of piercing through everything and still making your way towards me. So I'll give credit there. But Noelle basically makes it through all of that, with all the injuries, with everything coming at her, and seemingly at the end in a silhouette pierces Vanica, ending the chapter. And to be honest with you, if that's the way Vanica goes out, or even if it goes into like Vanica loses control and Magicula takes over her body or anything like that, I'm gonna feel because it's like, okay, I understand, and some people are actually, because, you know, we debate about it on Twitter, which follow my Twitter at ForneverWorld if you're not, that you kind of seen the parallels and why it makes a great pairing as well of Noelle and Asta. You know, in the face of defeat, they rise up and they charge at their opponent full force, and it's also like a Black Bull thing or whatever, and it's like, okay, that's all fine and dandy, but without Lord of Pachika, she shouldn't have been able to do that. And I'm just kind of like, I wasn't digging it. I really wasn't. Like, it just kind of seemed out of nowhere, to be honest with you. It seemed like, okay, she got the Valkyrie armor and all of that jazz, but Vanica was just completely unstoppable, and it should have been something way more creative, whether it was, like, I don't know, I'm not the writer of this story right now, you know what I'm saying? Like, something different should have come of it. Maybe Lord of Pachika would have whipped out a spell that is, like, never seen before, and she's gonna, like, strap a bomb, essentially, to Vanica, some shit like that. Like, the fact that it's Noelle just charging at her, that even with Lord of Pachika in this water prism really was, like, having trouble, without Lord of Pachika's power, no water prism or nothing, you're still able to get through all of that shit and stab her. Nah, I wasn't feeling it. It felt like some, and again, it was silhouette, and Vanica's not dead yet, we didn't see her, whatever, but one, I don't want to see Magicula completely take over Vanica. Like, I love Vanica's personality, I like her character for her. Like, she's awesome. Like, Magicula is just a side bonus and a nice addition or whatever. So, I don't really want to see that. And if she's completely defeated by Noelle piercing through her, which, I mean, she has healing powers, for crying out loud. Hopefully, she just looks at her, laughs, breaks her sword, and slaps her away, and we go back to the drawing board and figure something more creative out that isn't just like some friendship shit. Because, to be honest with you, if it ends like that, and Vanica from the Dark Triad is defeated by Noelle like that, no bueno. And yeah, I know I love me some Black Clover, but I just gotta keep it real. I was not feeling that ending. The rest of the chapter, absolutely amazing. The way Vanica was able to overcome Nero's curse seal and all that shit, great. The fact that she, you know, sent the curse on Undine, had Lord of Hachika to her knees, basically explained all this shit. We even got to see some of Magicula come out through the, you know, other half or whatever. The eye patch came off. Great stuff. Like, majority of the chapter was great. It wasn't until the very end where I just started getting Hiromashima shakes and I was like, friendship. So to be honest, that's kind of where I'm at with it. I'm like, we'll see with the next chapter if this, like, if the next chapter Vanica is completely defeated, or like Magicula just bursts out of Vanica and is like a big ass monster. I'm gonna be real, like, what this is the Dark Triad, really? Like, don't get me wrong, Dante and Xenon put in work, but Vanica was really scary, and to see her fall at the hands of Noelle's weakened body with no help from Lord of Hachika when she was just barely able to do, like, yeah, I don't know. Don't make a great character and then have her fall like that. That's just kind of... But I'm curious what a lot of you guys think. How did you feel about this chapter? What do you think about the way Nero was basically defeated? Also, how do you feel about Undine and Lord of Hachika? And just everything in this chapter. In particular, the most important part, though. Do you think at the end, Vanica has been defeated? Is she going to get out of that? How is she going to get out of that? Is Magicula going to completely take over her personality? I mean, she does have healing abilities, right? Like we've seen before, so maybe she could just, you know, slap her off and break the sword or some shit like that, and again, they could come up with something more creative, or you were fine with it. You're okay with Noelle catching the W against one of the Dark Triad, one of these legendary, you know, people from the Spade Kingdom. Your overall thoughts and expectations for Black Clover chapter 255. Again, I loved majority of the chapter. It's like, as I'm reading the chapter, I'm like, yeah, that was me. But that is all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Hit that bell to get all notifications. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links are in the description below. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule. Anime and manga for life, boy. Have an awesome day. Peace in, and Tabata, you are going to have me very disappointed if you knock Vanica out like that. Like, you could give her an injury even, fine. Like, hey, she's a little injured now, but don't take my girl out the game like that. Don't do it, Tabata. No, I love Vanica. Have an awesome day, people. Hey, Mimosa. Seriously, I'm just like, Mimosa, are you going for some snacks right now? Maybe you and Mr. Incel Man went out on a date to grab some snacks for the rest of the gals. Like, hey, we're gonna go out for some snacks. We'll be right back. You gals have a grand old time with your little ceiling magic and devil magic and all that shit. Like, where the fuck is Mimosa while everything is going on? She got a fucking giant, like, half-brain dead lick-a-tongue on her ass right now. What's up ever since the intro to Vanica with tongues? Like, we've seen her tongue like 1,000 times, and we got this lick-a-tongue looking motherfucker. Like, what's going on here?
Everything good always comes to an end. If you stab me in my back, we can never make amends. Trying to move to acceptance, hard to accept it. Mistakes like mirrors, gotta reflect it. I don't wanna fucking leave, but I gotta leave. Leave the maybes to the crazies. Maybe one day there I go admitting something in a subtle way. No more copies, leave without a trace.